Hello, welcome back, all my fine aviation people, to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. Yes, sir. My name is Greg. I'm gonna do my best to play your internet host and pilot today for this Transall C-160 flight around the southern parts of California. I don't know if this plane ever really flew here, but it's very easy to plan out a flight in this area. There's a lot of VOR stations, TCANs, military bases. Yep, so we good. Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. This is one hell of an airplane. Azurpoly makes some very good airplanes. Textures are good. The buttons are fun to play with. Just in general, it's a real pleasure flying this plane. I really enjoy it a lot. So anyways, before we get going, we do got to do one thing, and I think y'all know what it is. Billy, what is it? It's the grift. It's the grift. Yeah. Interact with something on your screen right now that's got to do with this channel. See, over here at the Aviation Nation headquarters, we're trying to build up enough people in our group that we can try to get the government to pay us to stay home in our drawers, eating pizza, playing Flight Simulator. That's it. Draws, pizza, simulator, get the government to pay for it. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I don't think it's gonna work, but you're more than welcome to join us. We got super hot memberships, super hot. We got Scooper Stanks, thanks, stickers, subscriptions, notification bells, comments, thumbs up. We got it all. And the grift is now over. Thank you. All right, let's get going. So let's get our handy dandy checklist. All right, let's turn the battery on. Actually, let's activate. Let's do some lights first. That way they done. All right, let's turn you all the way up. Let's turn you all the way up. Let's put you on. We'll put you on UV. Let's turn you all the way up. All right, we'll put Giga Chad on green. We'll turn his all the way up. We'll leave the spotlights off for now. All right, 100 there. That's all good there. Let's do these lights up here. Not the outside lights, just inside for now. All right, we got day. And engineer lamp. All right, all that's good. Co-pilot light, co-chad light. All right, that's the co-chad light. And then we got little ones under here. That's done. That's on day. And that's on day. All right, I think we good. Let's get these here two batteries on. That's a little annoying. All right, open up the fuel valves. They are up here. think they're all open already. Yep, those are open. Fuel dump valve is closed. All right. Anti-collision lights. Let's put those on. All right, air inlet valve open. EPU starter. And then we'll turn generator 5 on here in a moment. Let's test you out. You work. See how many flares we got. Because we go and drop some flares. All right, good. We got 64. That's good. Because we can't refill those in the air, so it's good that we got them ready. All right, we can hear the APU is on. Let's go ahead and put on generator 5. Green light's good. All right, before we turn the engines on, let's get our flight plan set. Let's actually, we'll turn on the weather now while we're down here. Alright, so we gotta turn this on. And we gotta turn that on. And we have to put this on nav. And we do have our autopilot here. We also have autopilot here as well, right under AP. Very easy to use. It's just heading mode. If you don't want to use VS to go up and down, you don't have to, but be warned that whatever altitude you plug in here, when you're climbing, if you click this altitude here, you may wind up stalling because it's going to go at such a steep angle that you may not be able to keep the speed up. All right, fuel is okay. Let's refill methanol. Methanol is refilled. We have our weight here. Let's put in a utility vehicle there and a utility vehicle there. We'll put a tank in. And yeah, I can't do troops and a vehicle. That's right. Okay. So two vehicles and a tank. All right, let me do some quick math. I know the empty weight is 29.5 tons. And I know it's essentially 1-to-1. And let's see here. Sorry, I was reading something on Discord. Captain Chicago sent me a message. We're trying to get together to do a stream together, but it's been difficult coordinating our schedules. All right, so fuel weight is essentially it's a 1-to-1 ratio between kilograms and tons, but it's not exact 1-to-1. It's close. All right, so 11,674 is actually 11.5. Let's do 11.5 fuel. Payload 7,000. 7,000 is 6.9 payload. So that should make our total 48,800. 48,866, and that comes out to be 48.1 total. Because when we put the when we enter the payload into the flight management system, it's got to be done in tons. So let me bring up Navigraph here. Let me see how much fuel we actually need. Bear with me a moment. Let me pull this up here. Oh yeah, I gotta pull the flight in, actually. Did I push it? I think I pushed it. I did push it. Man, am I smart? Yeah, I'm smart. All right, let me find out what runway we're gonna be taking off from. We don't have to do this step, but I like doing it. All right, 23 right. That's fine with me. Let me plug that into Navigraph here, 23 right. We're not doing any kind of departure, but I at least like to know. All right, so, all right, tower on. And, okay, so flight. Now, the way these keys operate is a bit different. If you want to do A, you got to push 1, and then this. If you want to do B, it's 1 and then that, and C is 1 and then that, and it's the same the whole way. So usually I've been naming our flights lately subscribe. Let me see if I can put that whole thing in. All right, S. U. S. C. R. I used to name it Yo Mama. We might go back to that soon, but lately we've been using subscribe. The tail number's been like when I can get away with it. Sometimes we can't change the tail number, but the registration number. But when I can get away with it, I've been using like. Yeah, subscribe. All right. All right, so we are going from KEDW. So KEDW to KNKX. We're flying to Miramar. KN. We're taking not a direct way. It's going to be like an S. All right, KNKX. All right, let's hit enter. Go down here to airport. Let's hit the EXP button. Now, in order to put a runway in, we got to go down to SID. See if we hit this now, it says, let's SID first. No SID available. Return, and I don't think it's going to let us put a runway in. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's no big deal. All right, return. Let's go down to KNKX. Let's go ahead and put in the approach. So let's hit export. Let's go down here to star. No star available. It might not let us do this one either. All right, runway. And all right, no worries. Let's go back. All right, page 1. Let's click change. Insert before KNX. We're going to put our first waypoint in. That's PMD. We got P, M, P, and enter. Let's go back to KNX. And we are going to click change. We're going to put in JLI, which is the beginning of our approach. All right, JLI, enter. And now we're going to go up to JLI, click change. And for that, we got TRM. So R M, and then hit enter, confirm. Before TRM we have PSP, so let's click change. Let's do P S P, enter and enter. Go to PSP, click change. PDZ, PDZ. No! No! Alright, PDZ. Enter and enter. And then we just have one more waypoint. SMO Santa Monica. So let's go up to PDZ. And we have change. Now we have SMO. So SMO. Enter. And then enter. Alright, so this is all done. These are all TCANs or VOR stations. So if we go here to RN, we can input our first. So that's PMD. That's 115.55. Oops. All right. 11555, and then hit enter. Okay. Now, if you wanted to transfer these, there's a transfer button. This side is active. So the one after that, it's going to be SMO, that's 110.8. We'll put that on nav 2 for now. 11080. Enter. We'll also enter that one up here so we can have it on our flight plan. So 11080. Alright, we got enter. Let's transfer so we have the correct one first. Let's go down here. We'll put in our one after that one, and that is 112.2. 1122. Enter. Alright, very good. And transfer that. Let's go down to our TCAN. Our first TCAN is EMD, this one right here. That's 102Y. 102Y. We got enter. And then let's transfer that out. The one after that is 59X. 59X. I have a chart that breaks down each frequency and what it equates to in TCAN numbers. So, alright, that's all done. Our flight plan is done. Let's go return. Let's go to initialization. So here we go. So our empty weight is 29.5 tons. So 29.5. Enter. Our fuel is now 6.9. So we have 069. Enter. Our load is 6.9 as well. 069. Enter. And that puts our total weight at 43 something, which is what? Pretty close. 44. Well, that's kilograms anyways. Alright, what is the QNH here? Let me see what Navigraph says. We got 2990. That comes out to be 1012. So we can leave 1013 in. It's 41 degrees Celsius. Let's do 41. Enter. Alright. And let's see here. Let's go to altitude. And the altitude we want to get to on this flight plan, let's see what Navigraph had us going to. Let's see here, 15,000. So let's plug that in, 15,000. And after that, we're all done with the system here. 15,000. All right, very good. So that's all done. We can just go to flight plan here. We got our first, it's 19 miles away, which is accurate according to, yep. We gotta go on a heading of 196, which is accurate as well. Let me put some more juice in my cup, in my juice cup. You know, my juice cup. And then we'll get these engines started. We'll get out of here and go have some fun. We go have some fun. We almost ready to go. We almost ready to get out of here and live our best life in a C-160. Ah, good old juice. What y'all know about that old dirty juice? What y'all know about juice? Alright, we'll turn that on a little bit later. Alright, so according to our check-em list, park and brake we know is set. We just checked it. It's right down yonder. Let's turn the APU bleed on. That should be right here. If I click this little eyeball, it should give us this one right here. What I see. Alright, let's turn all the fuel pumps on. Alright, let's also turn on our flight director now. That's right here. See, that's got the lines there now. Let's turn this down just a little bit. It's a little bright. Alright, very good. Fuel pumps are on. Engine vibration measure. That's up here. Right here, if you want to test it, we can test it. This checklist doesn't really have us testing anything, by the way. It just has us turning stuff on. So let's get our engine started. So park and brake is set. We can click on that. APU air bleed is on. Alright, all the fuel pumps are on. These are all down here. They're on. Engine vibration measure. They're on now. Alright, condition lever left is on cutoff. Idler lever left. That'll start. General engine start on. Let's turn the starter on for the left. And let's put our condition lever on low idle. RPM 3,500. Oh yeah. And that sounds good, boy. All right. idler lever left, normal. Sounds good, boy. All right, let's close this window up. All right, condition lever right is on cutoff. Idler lever right start. Starter right, let's turn that on. Let's close this cover. All right, starter right. Condition lever low idle. Put this on normal, and you can see up here it says normal or start. So let's put this back on normal. General engine start off. Let's turn on the 4 generators. And we got them nice and labeled for us. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can now turn the APU off. That's done with this air inlet switch. You can now turn generator 5 off. Taxi lights extended. That is right over here. Navigation lights. And we'll release the brakes. Gotta close all the doors as well. And we got to get rid of the GPU. Let's get rid of the GPU. All right, close this door. Close these doors. You want to add a Garmin system, you can. You want to put the HUD on the co-pilot side, you can as well. HUD up here, it's controlled by these dials right here. And it's a pretty good HUD. It's got our information there. When you're doing a landing or an ILS landing, it'll put the ILS info over here, like your glide slope and all that. All right, let's take a look at the back. Got our vehicles in there, we got our crate, everything secured. All right, we can go taxi to our runway. All right, let's get up to about 116. Let's go. All right, landing landing gear up. Alright, we can put our flaps up. Alright, let's plug in at altitude of 15,000. I think that's what we chose. Let's put our heading in at about 180. Let's put our VS at 1,000. Autopilot on. VS on, and heading will turn on for now. Oh, we can go actually radio. Let's do radio instead. Now we could have turned the autopilot on here, but we didn't. Alright, let's pull our colors back a bit to get our RPMs out of the red and our PSI out of the red. We can also move our condition levers back a little bit. Move them back to about 88. One of the biggest reasons I have the words on in these kind of planes is so I can see what percentage these kind of things are at. Alright, everything is looking good. As Pharaoh said in Aliens, we're in the pipe. 5 by 5. Alright, after EMD, we want to go on a heading of... Oh, we're still going to be 196. Okay. So let's plug in a heading of 196. We'll go into heading mode afterwards and then change our frequency over. Let's actually do that now. Let's go into heading mode. Our next frequency is that 110.8. So let's come down here, go to RN, switch that over, so click transfer. Actually, you know, before we do that, let's plug in the one right after that, 11220. Enter, and then transfer, and let's click on radio. And let's see, what did we plug in again? Was it? It was 15,000. Okay, very good. Turn off our landing lights. And I think we put on the air valves. We opened those valves up during climb, I think. Yep, leave valves on. Very good. we have the vortices turned on the tablet, we could, let's raise this up just a touch. So we can click on that and that gets rid of it. Kind of like it with the vortices though. I think it looks pretty cool. We can increase the brightness here. This tells us if our version is up to date, which it is. So I'm gonna turn myself off. I'll be back towards the landing, but we're just gonna keep on switching frequencies. We're just gonna use VOR stations to navigate and to cans and all that. But yep, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the sounds of a legend, the legend of C-160. See ya. we're getting ready to transition to landing. JLI is the entrance for this chart that I'm going to pull up right now. So as you can see, ILSY, Miramar, runway 24 right. So when we get to JLI, we're going to fly on a course of 212 for about 10 miles while we're descending. Never mind, we're already down. Oh no, we do need to descend down to 6,900 feet. Well, if we're flying on a course of 212 and we're flying away from the station, those turns are very confusing. You would have to do the opposite turn of what you think. In order for this to make sense when we're turning to get the CDI line to match up, we need to kind of treat it as a back course. So the reciprocal of a 212 course is 180 degrees less than that. So that's 32, which is why I have a course of 32 in here. That way, if these green bars are separated the way they are, we can now turn to the left and have them, line up the way they should. If we were to leave this on 212 and these lines were like this, we would actually have to turn to the right to get it to go, these lines to line up on the left. When you treat it as a back course, you can fly your normal route. So when we get closer, to 10 miles, we're going to flip the frequency to the ILS, change the course to 243, and see if we can capture the flag, so to say. So we got 7 miles, just under 7 miles to go until we need to turn. So we'll use the heading here. We'll put this down to 6,900. It's a step descent. So 10 miles, we get to 6,900 feet. Then after that, we have 8 miles to get to 4,700 feet. Then after that, we have 2.9 miles to get to 3,800. Then 3.8 miles to get to 3,000 feet. And then once we get to 3,000 feet, that should be where the glide slope capture point happens. So hopefully that'll happen for us. When we get about a mile and a half to the station here, we'll make our turn to 212. And then we'll work on getting this line matched up here. See, right now we're going to the station. That's why that is pointing like that. All right, let's make our turn to 212. Usually these buttons here, these plus and minus buttons, if you double click it, usually goes up by 10. So, not always the case, but usually it is. Alright, let's start descending to 6,900 feet. Let's turn off engine sync now. Pretty soon we'll put the mini stop on when we make our turn towards approach. So right now, because we're doing this back course deal, we can turn to the right to get this line to match up. If we had it on a 212 course right now, to get this to match up, we'd actually have to turn the opposite way. A bit confusing. Alright, we're at 6,900 feet. Now, according to the chart that is in the manual for this plane, this airplane comes with a 113-page manual from Azurpoly. I checked our weight earlier, if you saw that. So we're going to be landing with around 36,000 tons. So that puts our approach anywhere from 96 knots indicated airspeed to about 122, depending on flaps. So flaps full is 96, so we'll try to land close to 100. Alright, and once we get about 10 miles out, we'll then go on a heading of 243 and then flip our our course over and our navigation over. Well, actually, when we get to about 8.5 miles roughly, we'll flip it over. All right, let's get ready to flip this over, and then we'll get down to 4,700 feet as well. So right now, let's go 243. That's close enough. Let's get down to 4,700 feet. All right, let's flip our... Whoa. Let's flip our signal. And let's put in a course of 243. Got some work to do to catch this thing. And once we capture it, capture the right course, we should be able to click on radio, and this thing should do an ILS landing all on its own. I haven't really tried it before, but we'll see what happens. All right, 19 miles out. We'll get down to 3,800 feet momentarily. All right, there's the glide slope. Just showed up. Let's get this deal lined up finally, so we can do this landing. Let's get down to 3,800 feet. Come on, work with me, bitch. Oh, we're kind of low in speed. How come somebody didn't tell me? How come Chad didn't tell me we were a little low on speed? Good going, Chad. I didn't think we'd be this far off of the course. Let me see what this is saying here. Wow, we're way off. All right. Nope, not anymore. Shit. No, turn, bitch, turn. All right, let's put the mini stop on. Let's depressurize, as the checklist said. No, it needs to open. Open. Get down to 3,000. If we need to do a go around, we'll do a go around. I don't mind. Just gotta do something when I'm done this flight, but other than that, we good. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's click on radio now. This thing should do what it needs to do. Alright, landing gear down, put some flaps down. Doesn't look like it's capturing. No, it didn't capture. Alright, there's Miramar out there, we can see it. Do it. Didn't do it. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's do a little bit of a go around. Let's turn radio off. Go around here. I got you. Got you. Let's go out a few miles, maybe 10 miles. Get this, get the glide slope above us. Get this lined up again, and we'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I was just reading in the manual about it. It seems like it should work. All we need to do is click the radio button. Because before, instead of altitude, it had the GS up here, which is for the glide slope, so technically it should work. We're at the right altitude. I just want to make sure we don't crash into any mountains. That would suck. We can slow down a little bit. Slow our engines down a little bit. Alright, let's start turning back around again. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Slow down, airplane. Slow down. It's okay. line back up again. Back up already. Come on. Alright. Okay. Just do it ourselves. Maybe if I get us lined up a little better, maybe it'll do it. Radio on. No heading hold. Radio on. Definitely not doing it. That's alright, we'll land it by hand. We'll just use the ILS as a reference. More fun landing it by hand anyways. Trying to get my viewpoint up a little bit, but kept going through the screen. Through it. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Too low, terrain. Pull up. Too low, terrain. Pull up. Too low, terrain. Pull up. That actually is a little too low. It wasn't before, but it is now. Watch out, bitch. Not bad. Alright, let's get off the tarmac. Not bad at all. I'll take 4 stars any day of the week. Could have been a little better, but yeah, I mean, supposedly when you land this airplane, you just put it in radio mode like we did. You get lined up, the glide slope shows up, and it's supposed to do it automatically as according to what the directions say. And then when you're landing, the glide slope should be like on this side of the HUD, but whatevs. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm getting out of here. You guys go do something else too. If you made it this far, that's awesome. Thanks for hanging, and I will see you next time on the next episode of the Airplane Show. See ya.